There is always so much drama around weddings.
Why is there always somebody that wants to wear white to another person's wedding? And why is it always the mother of the groom?
We started with like 5 bridesmaids, I ended up only having like 3.
I think I'm uninvited. 50/50 podcast. Hi everyone, I'm Yas.
And I'm Yel.
And welcome back to 50/50.
Yes, and don't forget to just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have new episodes out every single Wednesday, so just subscribe.
Yes, and so we're just going to go ahead and get into our highlights or our lowlights, you can call it. Do you want to start?
I'll let you start this week.
Okay. So mine is actually, I guess we can call it like a low light.
Yeah.
I went to Home Depot. I don't know how your guys' Home Depots are, but you know, with the springtime coming around, you know, we want to have some like gardening things.
Yeah.
We're doing like some tomatoes. We're planting tomatoes.
Yeah,
and
which I'm so excited about. I want you guys to give me some of your produce that you grow.
I know, we're still waiting for it to start blooming, I guess. I don't know, what do you call it? Sprouting?
Sprouting.
I have no idea. I'm just learning, you know, all these
gardening
terms. So we're doing like tomatoes, lemons, cucumbers, and I think that's it. So we were there at Home Depot and we are, you know, getting all our stuff, whatever. We're already in the car, backing out to get out. And I don't know how, like I was saying, I don't know how your guys' Home Depot is, but ours is pretty packed.
Wild.
It's crazy.
And we don't even have only one Home Depot. We have like multiple Home Depots around.
And they're pretty close to each other.
And they're all wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the people that go there are kind of crazy. I don't know.
Everybody's in a hurry all the time. I think that's what it is.
And the parking spots, I feel like they need to make them a little bit wider because they're so narrow. But anyways, what happened was we're backing out. And as we're backing out, I see this lady with her little cart. You know, she just got home or she just came through the garden section. Mm-hmm. And so she has all her little plants and she has her dog. She went with her dog to the, Home Depot. And you know how there's like a grassy area
like
before the parking lots begin.
Yeah, so like divides like the parking lot and then the street.
Right. Yeah. So it's like the grass and then the parking lot is like right here and then keeps going, right? The little spots.
Yeah.
So she has her dog. It's a small little dog on a leash, and she's having the dog do its business outside, I guess, before putting it in the car.
Yeah.
And so she has her little cart with her, and so she's on the other side of this like little grassy median.
Okay.
So not on the side of the street, obviously, on the other side where the parking spots are.
Yeah.
And so the parking spots right next to that grassy area, they're handicap spots. So it's 2 handicap spots there, and they're completely.
And then her spot. So she's like the third spot from the grassy area.
I'm not sure what her where her car is, but she was just there.
Just like standing there with her dog.
Standing there with her dog on the grassy area, and her cart is on, we can say, in the handicap spot.
Okay.
Her shopping cart.
Yeah. With
like 5 little plants or whatever in there. And so I see this car that kind of comes from one side, and I'm like, oh my gosh, don't tell me he's going to try and get into her spot. Her spot where her shopping cart is.
Right.
And I keep saying shopping cart because it's just the cart. Yeah. It's not her car. Her car is not there. So this guy starts and wants to turn in to where she's at. And she just doesn't even, she is so oblivious because she's there like so happy with her dog.
Yeah.
And the guy starts like beep, beep, honking.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't even pay attention. And I'm in my car, by the way. I'm in my car. We're backing out. So all of this is happening fast, but I don't know. It seems like it's a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't pay attention. So he honks again.
Yeah.
And the lady then she's like kind of gets a little startled because he honks like a little bit louder instead of like that nice like little tee like you know,
the friendly honk they call it when you do like tee.
And then he starts honking louder like beep beep like really loud, and she's like, just like she kind of so she kind of like jumps and like, oh, what happened? So she pulls her cart closer to her because there's 2 empty handicap spots.
Right.
So you would think, oh, you know, this one is occupied. I'm gonna go to the.
Right, and that's what she's thinking. She's thinking that's what she's thinking. Her cart is like blocking one spot. He's gonna go into the one next to it.
Right, and it's not even blocking really the spot because you know how the handicap, they have like a little pole there that has the sign that says handicap.
Yeah.
So her cart is kind of like touching that pole.
Oh, okay, so she's very like at the end.
She's like at the end.
Oh.
But he is so bothered.
Yeah.
That car is so bothered by her being there, and he starts pulling in, about to hit her cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And she quickly, like, she pushes her cart so it won't hit her cart, but she's also holding on to her dog. So she's like pulled to both ways.
Oh, God.
And then the cart ends up, she loses a hold of her cart. Right. Her cart starts going off, about to hit another car.
Oh, Lord.
And the guy is like, then he starts honking really loud because now she is in the spot.
Yeah.
Trying to catch her cart with her dog.
Oh, my God.
It was just a whole scene. And then she just ends up losing the cart. The cart ends up hitting, thankfully it didn't hit a car. It hit another like of those poles, the parking lot poles, whatever. And she just looks over at him. She's just like what is going on? And then he pulls in, and I don't know what he said, but we already left by that point.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, what? How crazy is this person that is pulling into the parking spot that he literally has to go into the spot where he sees that? And this is an older lady, by the way. I don't know if I said that in the beginning.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
She's like, grandma like, with her little dog and her little flowers. Like, literally, she's just, like, having a good Sunday afternoon. And this man literally goes and, like...
So unnecessary. Yeah. That's the type of stuff that I just don't get. And it's, like, I guess just, like, aggression. Like, people just have, like, their... what do you call it? Like,
road rage?
Road rage. There you go.
Parking rage.
Parking rage. No, it's a real thing. Because,
really?
like... I mean, I don't know if that's a real term, but I've seen it. Because... I don't know, also, like, our Costco's... All our Costco's around here,
oh, my gosh.
Crazy. And I feel like that's, like, I feel like I've heard this from other people too, but Costco is just a crazy place, and we've seen fights happen in the Costco parking lot. Yes. Okay, huge fights over parking spots. So I'm like, I know this exists. Like, when people they get so aggressive over parking spots, and especially like this, I'm like, just give the lady a moment. Like, if you really want that spot, otherwise park next to the next spot.
There was literally an empty spot right next to it. And those spots, like I'm saying, they're so narrow and they're so close to each other. It was literally maybe it would have taken him 2 more steps to get there. And by the way, I also saw this because I am very observant of stuff and I see everything. He didn't have a handicap sign on his car, like inside, or on his license plate.
Oh, goodness.
Unless he has one. Unless he has one like in his glove box that he just puts on. But I didn't see any sign because I was looking, I'm checking for everything. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But anyways, it's like 1 more step that he was going to take.
And is it really worth it, all that? Because I've even heard stories, this is like from the news, and, where people, because of this type of stuff, like, somebody will end up getting hurt.
Yeah, it becomes like fatal.
It becomes like fatal, or even just getting hurt. Like, it's so unnecessary where you could have just parked somewhere else. I don't know, I feel like that stuff is so annoying.
Yeah, imagine he's like trying to pull in because he was getting aggressive. Yeah. And what if he accidentally hits the lady or hits the dog or something?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Like, just for his own sake, he should have just parked, on the other spot. But
exactly.
Anyways, that's my low light because I was like, what is going on with these people?
I
like,
know,
just
for real.
It's crazy stuff like that. Like, sometimes when I have a child, so I'm like opening the door and trying to put her in. There's a whole bunch of empty parking spots.
Yes.
But the car comes and literally wants to go right next to where I am. And I have, my doors open and everything because I have a kid and I'm trying to put her in and get all her things inside and everything.
Takes a minute.
It takes a moment. And then they're there like, dee. I'm like, well, hello.
I know.
There's so many other parking spots, but I don't want to get into it with them. Exactly. So I just close the door quickly and I just get inside, lock the doors because
wait for them to
leave and then I open the door again.
Yeah, that's happened to me too before. Not because I have a child or anything, because I don't have any kids, but I've like parked before and like I'm like cleaning something out of my car, so I'll leave like just the driver's side door open and like let's say I'm just reaching for something and then somebody wants to park in that spot, and I purposely always park very far away because I don't like to deal with all that like aggression of like fighting for parking spots or waiting for a parking spot. You're not going to catch me waiting for a parking spot because I'd rather walk a mile instead of just walk waiting. Too. Yeah. So I will always do that. And then somebody will want to come and park in that spot. Just like you're saying, there's a million other open spots and they want to park in that one right next to you, which I don't get, because if I see somebody with their door open, I'm like, oh, let me park somewhere else.
If I see anybody that just pulled into a spot and they're opening their door, I'm not going to pull in right next to them. Yeah. I'm going to skip a spot, especially when there's a whole bunch.
Exactly. That's what I try to do anyways. I always try to, if there's like a packed parking lot, whatever, and there's somebody, I will try to at least do like one spot over, So anyways, that's crazy though, but
it's wild.
Yeah. The other type of stories, thankfully, as far as you saw, it ended fine. But
as far as I saw, I don't know what happened because, the guy was going to get out and the lady was, she was a little upset because her cart literally like went so quickly because it's kind of in a slope, this parking lot. It's kind of in a slope. So her cart just started going.
Yeah. And like at that point now she's like also like kind of flustered because you're honking at her nonstop. She has her dog that she has to take care of because you don't want her to run off and then you're in a parking lot. That's a dangerous spot for the dog to just run loose, right?
Exactly.
And then you don't want the cart to hit another car, then you have more problems. So it's just, oh my God.
And she's a grandma, and now she's like, getting agitated and everything, like having to run after her cart. I just felt so bad, but I didn't say anything or anything like that because I'm in my car anyways. We were heading out.
And it was fine. They were fine. So, and mine for my week, mine is like a low light that turned into a highlight, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it started off with, I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from Target because, like I said, I'm doing like my, like redoing my room. Mm-hmm. So I bought a lot of stuff actually only one thing, honestly, on that order to like redo my room. And then I had a whole bunch of like, it's just that time where I needed like toothpaste, my shampoo. Like I just needed a whole bunch of different things, like just like little essentials. And Target is usually really quick at shipping stuff. So I was just kind of like expecting a shipping confirmation. Didn't get that. And it was like a week had passed already by this point. Or like almost 2 weeks. I think it was like 10 days. Anyway, so I just called Target, or actually I did like the chatting feature. And I was just like, my package is nowhere to be found. And they were like, yeah, actually we see it's stuck somewhere. And he didn't tell me many details, but he was just like, it's stuck somewhere. So what we're going to do, I didn't even have to ask. They were so quick and actually so nice, their customer service. He was just like, I'm sending you a replacement order like ASAP. He's like, I'm going to, like, it'll ship out today. Yeah. It was like kind of earlier in the day when I had sent the message. And literally later that night, I already got a shipping confirmation. And it came like 2 days later. Maybe 3 days max. It was like on a weekend, and ended up coming like Tuesday or Wednesday. So anyways, it was like, it came really quick. And he told me, he was like, your original package may never arrive.
Wow.
Or he's like, it might arrive, but like, he doesn't know when. He's like, I can't give you a date. He's like, it can arrive in a month, in a year, like, well, not a year, but I think he said like, in a couple months. He's like, or never. So
or never, okay.
he's like, but in the event that your package does arrive, the original one, he's like, just, you can keep the stuff, throw it away, donate, whatever you want to do. He's like, but don't like, you don't have to worry about giving it back to us or anything. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, perfect. I was just happy he sent the replacement thing. I was just like, okay, that's finally, because I just had a whole bunch of like little household essentials that I needed,
and things that you needed, like you said, toothpaste and stuff like that. So kind of more urgent stuff.
Exactly. And my toothpaste was running out. That's why I bought that one. So I was just like, okay, like now I'm gonna have to go to the store. Like, not a big deal, but like that's why I did my shipping. I was expecting it to already have been there like a week prior. So anyways, my package comes in. And the day that my package comes in, I have 2 packages. And I always like will order stuff. So I was kind of like, oh, maybe that's like from my other order that I made or whatever.
And Target also ships things separately.
Yeah.
So it doesn't all come in one thing. So you have like, if you order 10 things, you can get like 5 different boxes.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. And I was like, okay, so then I'm opening, like my packages come in, I'm opening my packages. And they both arrived at the same time. So my new package came in.
Wow.
And the original package.
That is crazy.
So I was just like, I don't know what happened. Like I'm saying, he just told me it was stuck somewhere. So I don't know, maybe that having that new order come in like made that old order appear. I don't know. But
wow, that's so crazy.
And I was just so happy. That's why it turned into my highlight, because I now have double of everything. And the good thing is that it was a good order because it was like all household essentials, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
So all these stuff I can definitely, like, I will be using.
You will be using. Yeah, you need it.
And it was like my, I even had some hair mousse that I like from there, and just like, different things like that I will 100% use. So it's not like nothing that expires or anything like that. It was all just like so different products. Yeah. So it turned into my highlight of the week. So I'm happy about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And but the thing with Target, I don't know if they don't say this about Target, but I feel like they have some kind of a tier system.
With the customers,
With the customers. I feel like they do. I don't know if somebody out there knows if they do or not, but I feel like they do, because sometimes they're really nice. I feel like I shop a lot at Target. Yeah. And so I feel like I get some kind of special treatment. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's me just thinking that, but
no. Well, they have told you that before, because you're literally like Target's like top client. Not even joking, because you always you have to buy all your stuff. There you have a lot of different things that you need for your baby, for everything.
And I just prefer Target because of the shipping, the drive up. I just love
the convenience.
The convenience.
Yeah, but they have told you, because like you don't really have many issues, but whenever they've called you for it. I remember when you've called, and they're like, yeah, I see that you shop a lot, so we'll do this for you. Like, yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder, like, I just wonder, what are their thresholds? Like, how much money am I spending?
I know they don't let you know, but they have something for sure. But yeah. But shout out to Target's customer service, because they were actually so good. But let me just clarify, Target's customer service, like on the phone or on their chat system, because when you go in the store, they're different.
Well, I feel like that's completely different, because someone else is training them there. But Target, I guess, whoever Target is training
on the phones.
And like on their chat, that's like excellent service that you get. You get above and beyond service, I feel like. But in the store, that's why I'd rather just buy online, because at least All the Targets around us.
All the Targets, I will literally have the receipt. I'll buy it in my app. So like everything is there registered. I have my receipt. I have my credit card that I paid for, everything. And then I'll go to the store and they'll be like, yeah, like, and it'll be like, I just got it like maybe, 5 days ago. Okay. Cause I was quick about it. And I hate making returns. So this was like once in a blue moon that I do this. But I was doing the return and they were like, yeah, actually, I still can't give you the price that you paid. Like, let's say I paid like $30. They're like, I can only give you $20. And I'm like, but why? I have the receipt. I'm within the return window and they just can't give me the. But then when you call customer service, they're more than willing to give you, the full price and everything.
Yeah. It happened to me too with buying a bathing suit. And I literally bought the bathing suit. I saw it. The size was too big or too small. I don't remember because it's happened last year. I haven't bought any bathing suits this season yet. It was too big, too small, something. And I go to return it in the store. Literally, if it wasn't that same day, I think it was the next day.
Yeah.
And so I go there and they're like, this is nowhere to be found. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, literally, here's my, I pull out the app.
Right.
And I show them, like, I just bought it for, I don't know, I'm going to make up a number, like $20.
Right.
I'm like, it costs $20. It's right here. They're like, yeah, I see that you bought it. I see it, but I just can't refund you the money. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So then, I end up just whatever with in person and I just do it online. And it's so much easier.
Yeah, so much easier. So they just have, I don't know, different, like you're saying, just different like training or something.
I don't know what it is, but that's why I love the app. I love buying it online.
Yeah.
Target is amazing.
I love it.
You find so many things like seasonal stuff. I just love it.
They have literally everything. Like if you're looking for something, like
anything.
they have it, and it's like you're saying, it's just really easy because the shipping's usually pretty quick, always free too, and like you can do drive up. Like there's just so many options, so it makes it a lot easier.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So should we get into it now?
Yes. We want to talk about.
I guess we can say like wedding.
That's what I was saying. It's kind of like wedding stuff.
Wedding season is coming up.
Wedding season is coming up. Yeah.
So we thought maybe we'll talk about some wedding drama.
Yes, because around weddings, for some reason, there is always so much drama around weddings.
I don't know why. I got married.
That's what I'm saying. Your wedding is probably the only one that, like, I don't remember having any drama.
Me neither. That's what I was going to say. Did we have any drama? Like,
yeah. No, but I always hear. I'm just kidding. I always hear from, like, friends, coworkers, like, any people that I know, they always, in one way or another, there's always some type of drama that happens during the wedding.
Yeah, there always is something.
And I think it's because it's just, like, a lot of, like, emotions.
Exactly.
There are a lot of emotions going on. So
a lot of emotions
and a lot of pressure sometimes. So like from for the bride and groom, everything, they want the day to go perfectly. Because I mean, of course, who wouldn't?
Yeah. So we're gonna read to you guys some little dramas that we have.
Yes. So we were on Reddit again, and this time we were looking at the different advice things, and there was a lot about weddings because wedding season is coming up, like we were saying. So let's just get into the first one because this stuff is just like I always am just amazed by these things, how crazy it can get.
I also there's just some stuff like I don't know. Let me just go ahead. I'll read the title and that's gonna basically tell you kind of something, but then it takes a little turn.
Okay.
So this says, I want to outshine the bride at her wedding. She goes to say, I want options on whether I should be petty or not to another bride. She says, so my husband and I got married last year, and his brother wanted to bring his new girlfriend. His brother is a real narcissist and has been rude and degrading towards me many times, and my husband knew we weren't on good terms. My husband also knew I did not want this girl at my wedding. I had a strong feeling his brother would use this to stir up some drama. My husband basically told me I had no choice in the matter because we're family. Well, the girlfriend arrives in a white dress.
No. Wow.
I knew something like this would happen, and it wouldn't have if my husband had listened to my concerns. But the dress was a similar material and shape to mine, just different lengths.
Wow.
His brother started complaining like, why is everyone giving her dirty looks? The dress is just ivory. And there were no cultural differences, so I know that they both knew it's one of the biggest wedding no-nos. This definitely did not ruin my day because I had so many other things to worry about, but they're getting married this year, and I really want to be petty. In my opinion, if you wear white to others' wedding, that gives the right for people to wear white to yours. My family and my husband's family says I should wear a similar style and shade dress to their wedding, but I just don't think I could do it no matter how much I hate the person. I was thinking about wearing something really extravagant and maybe sexy or something bright red, just something to bring a lot of attention my way. I don't really care if I look like the bad guy at the wedding since they both seem Since they've both been so mean to me anyways, what would you do in this situation?
Wow. First of all, that really took a twist because from when you read the headline that it was just like, I want to take the attention away from the bride. I was just like, red flag. I was like, this person's toxic.
Me too.
But now it makes a little more sense why she wants to do that.
So can we just start with this first? Why is there always somebody that wants to wear white to another person's wedding?
I don't get it because we've even been at weddings where we see somebody show up in a white dress when literally everybody knows that you're not supposed to wear white to a wedding if you're not the bride.
And what about this? This might start some drama. Why is it always
Say it.
the mother of the groom?
This is like a statistical thing, okay? I saw this online, and they say if anybody's gonna wear white to your wedding, there's like I can't remember the statistic, but it's like there's like a 70% chance is going to be the mother of the groom.
Why is that?
There's
What
a lot
is
of
going
theories about
on?
it. They always say like that. They say that, and I'm sorry to all the women out there who are like boy moms, but they say that when you're a boy mom, there's something about you that you just feel like it's your wedding.
What?
That's what this thing said. It was like a whole an article. I think it was like on BuzzFeed or something. But it was like
They were crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because just like why do you want to go there? There's so many other colors. And you know what? White isn't that much of a flattering color for everybody.
It isn't.
Cuz we could all you could say black, black is very flattering. I feel like it's like kind of like a universally flattering color. There's so many other it's even hard to find a white dress. It's harder to find a white dress than it is to find a black dress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it's just so
it's just so weird that people want to wear white to a wedding when you're not the bride. Like, don't do that, guys. That's just crazy.
And like this woman said here on her post, it didn't ruin her day because she has so many other things to worry about, which is true. But like, why? At the end, I mean, even the guests are like, why would you choose any shade of white? Yeah. White meaning ivory, cream, beige, anything that looks similar to white.
Right.
Why are you wearing that?
What is the need to do that? That's my question. Like, why do you feel the need to do that? And like you're saying too, a lot of times the bride is too busy, the groom's too busy. You guys are going around, the bride and groom, you're going around taking pictures with people. You are enjoying your wedding day as you should be. There's so much emotions happening, everything. So you might notice it, but you're not going to be thinking about it. It's not going to ruin your day, like they're saying. So, but I have noticed that the guests will be telling, even talking amongst themselves, or telling the other person like, what made you wear white? Like, why'd you wear white? You're not supposed to wear white to a wedding. That stuff happens. Yeah. Because I've seen it happen before, and. So why do you want that like negative attention? Because I understand people want attention, right? But
also
that's
why?
Also why do you want attention?
Why do you want attention on somebody you're going to someone's wedding? Why do you want to bring attention like
to yourself?
To yourself, being like, oh look, I'm wearing white, or like I don't know. My advice for this lady is, I get it. You can be petty. It's so easy to be petty. It's so easy, but it's also so much nicer to be classy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wouldn't wear red. I would just wear something that I like. I wouldn't think about, I want to outdo the bride. I want to outdo this. I want to outdo that. I wouldn't think of any of that. I would just say, you know what? I'm choosing this dress because, for example, if it's like a backless dress, because I want to show off my back. That's why I like it. Or it has like a beautiful design in the back. I'm not...
Right.
I'm not going to be like, I'm going to wear white because do I want that negative attention on me?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Then they're going to be talking about me in a negative way and why. I'm not that person. Like...
Yeah.
Don't
stoop down to her level.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I agree with you 100%. I feel like she should just wear whatever she wants to wear. Don't be like, because you're saying she wanted to wear a backless dress already, like not thinking about this whole like attention thing or like getting back at her, then just go ahead and wear that. Wear whatever you want to wear. But don't go out of your way to find a white dress or find a dress that's overly, dramatic.
Like she says, a red dress. Like, and people also say that. They're like, don't wear red or like white to a wedding.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why red. I don't know why red is a no. I guess red because
they're like, you don't want to like outshine the bride is kind of like the intention behind that. But who cares? I don't think a red dress outshines anybody.
And that's the thing. The bride is always going to be a bride. And that's what that's what the brides need to also remember is that nobody is going to outshine you.
Right.
Because this day is about you.
Yeah.
And your partner.
Exactly.
And nobody can outshine you.
Exactly. And let's just be real. The wedding is about the bride and the groom, but it's all about the bride. Yeah. It's really all about the bride. And like nobody's ever going to be able to outshine you because it's literally the party is centered around the bride and groom. So it doesn't matter like what the guests are wearing, to be honest. Like at the end of the day, it's just like the intention behind, like we were saying, like the fact that people want to wear white. That is just weird. But I think for her, like you were saying, I think the best thing for her is just be yourself. Do not stoop down to her level. I know she says I don't mind being the bad guy, but don't even go there. Let her look like the ultimate bad guy because by her showing up, the person writing this post to that girl's wedding, dressed just normally and like whatever she would wear, not trying to outshine her, not wearing white just like she did to her wedding, I feel like even everybody would be like, oh, like that's really like big of her to do that, right? Because like she's not going down and like that, like, you know, just getting back at you.
Exactly. The only bad thing is that she says her husband's family.
Yeah.
She says my family and my husband's family says I should wear a similar style and shade to their wedding.
Yeah.
I don't think she should do that.
I don't think she should do that, but I'm kind of happy that they're on her side.
Yeah, I'm happy they're on her side.
Because that just shows that they know like that what that other, you know, the girlfriend of the brother did is not correct. What she did was not right. That's why they're even like on her side to like, they're basically telling her like, you know, giving her the green light. Like if you want to get back at her, like we're on your side for it. But I don't think she should either.
I don't think so either. And she ends up looking like a bigger person, you know, classy, you know, just being true to who you are.
Exactly. And do you really want that negative attention like we were saying from the guests, like people being like, oh, there she is, like she did that.
And there's probably going to be like an overlap too of people, so they're gonna be like, oh, I wonder what she's gonna do. Is she gonna do the same thing as you know, Stacy or whatever?
Yeah. And I don't know about like you but I don't want that kind of negative attention on me.
Me neither. I don't like that.
Honestly, I don't even like too much attention, so just especially not negative attention, you know what I mean? I just like
negative.
to live my own life, like be in my own bubble.
So that's our advice. Be yourself. Do not stoop down to her level.
Yeah, do not stoop down to her level. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next one. This is also, of course, this is around weddings.
Wedding related. Okay, so this one is, the title is My Stepsister Tried to Invite Herself +4. Okay, so the little background of it is, as the title states, my stepsister tried to invite herself to my wedding. Now, a little background. My dad and her mom are not legally married, but have been together for 8 years. For keeping it simple, though, I'll refer to her as my stepsister. I have met this stepsister a total of 3 times in those 8 years. We live in different states, and I was not invited to the stepsister's wedding last year. So when planning my own, I gave my dad a +1 and called that good enough. He can invite his girlfriend if he wants or not. Today, the stepsister and her mom FaceTimed my dad. They obviously asked about the wedding, etc. Then the stepsister says to my dad, let your daughter know you'll need a +5. Meaning not only does she want to invite herself to my wedding, but also her brother, husband, and newborn baby. I was appalled when my dad let me know. I will be sending a polite message to let her know that due to the limited room of the venue, my dad is limited to only a +1. I'm finding the humor in this more than I'm offended, so at least there's that. But what should she do? First of all, like, I feel like she even kind of said this, but like the audacity that somebody's like inviting themselves to a wedding and plus they want to bring husband, baby, like...
What did she say? She needs herself, her husband, her baby, and who else? Her brother?
She says she's inviting, her brother, her husband, newborn baby, herself.
Why are all these people?
Her mom, and then, of course, the dad of the person posting.
So the dad +5.
Yeah, the dad +5.
Why? No, this stuff leaves me speechless.
Yeah, it leaves me speechless literally because it's just like, first of all, from what it's not her sister. It's not a half sister or anything. It's literally a stepsister. So her dad has a girlfriend that they've been together for 8 years. So they're, you know... Okay. They've been together for a while, but she only has met her 3 times.
It's not even her stepsister. Let's just
legally not even because they're not married.
Legally nothing. Yeah. This person is an acquaintance, we can say.
Not even. She's only met her 3 times, and she didn't invite her to her wedding. That's the rules. If you didn't invite me to your wedding, why should I invite you to my wedding?
Exactly. And literally, her wedding was last year. She said. Yeah. You know what? She's nice. She's gonna send her a nice little message. Yeah. But I do not think she should. Be like, or give in. She shouldn't give in. That's what I was looking for. She shouldn't give in. Yeah. She should stick to just, no, like she's inviting her dad and she's letting her dad bring the girlfriend. Yeah, which I mean makes sense because if they've been together for a long time, so like that's fine. But yeah, you have no obligation to have his girlfriend's children at the wedding, especially because they're not. If they were friends or had a good relationship, close relationship, then yeah. But they obviously don't. That she didn't. The stepsister didn't invite her either. So it just, I feel like that just shows the relationship as far as it goes, and like. There's not even a friendship to be like, exactly. We're friends, so I'm inviting you. Yeah. This is not even we can say, if we want to say something, it could be an acquaintance. But but that's meeting a person 3 times, I mean. I know. Yeah, no.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But at least in this situation, even like she said, she's just finding the humor in it, which I think is good because there's so much things going on in the wedding. You don't have to do anything about it. But I feel like, these brides that we've been hearing, like even the last one too, I know she wasn't a bride anymore, but when it was her wedding day and like about the dress and everything, she's like, it didn't ruin her day. So I'm like, at least these brides are like, they're not letting this stuff ruin it for them. Exactly. And they're not like becoming like, it doesn't sound like they're bridezillas or anything like that. Because a lot of times, like this is all about the guests going wild, but sometimes the brides go wild.
The brides go wild. Yeah.
I have, we know stories of, of different situations where literally even the bridesmaids, like, they'll have fights with the bride, and then they end up even kicking them out of their wedding.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a bride that we knew had a maid of honor.
Yeah.
I guess the maid of honor couldn't complete her duties.
Yeah, we don't know the details of
We
what
don't
happened.
know the details, but the maid of honor was no longer the maid of honor.
Yeah.
There was no maid of honor.
Come the wedding day, the maid of honor was no longer the maid of honor. So we were like, oh, we all wanted to know the drama. We don't know what the drama was.
We don't know what the drama was, and let's just clarify this. It was not my wedding because my sister was my maid of honor, and and I only had my sister at my wedding. Not at my wedding. My sister was my maid of honor, and she was my only bridesmaid because I didn't want anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing too. I remember when you were doing that. I feel like it's more common now, even though you didn't get married that long ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you got married, everybody was like, "Oh, like why don't you have bridesmaids, whatever?" And
I just didn't want it.
Yeah, and also that's a very like American thing. In other countries, they don't really have bridesmaids either. Like you just you don't have a wedding party. Your wedding party is literally the bride and the groom.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and then I've seen a lot of people now, which I like this a lot. Like even though they'll have bridesmaids and groomsmen and all that, they won't have them there standing with them.
Yeah.
They're like seated in the crowd, maybe in the first couple rows, you know, behind the family or even with the family. But I like that so much more because also like even from being a bridesmaid, because I've been a bridesmaid before, which I loved it. It was nothing bad and everything. And even being your maid of honor, I love that. Obviously, that's like I loved being there up there with you.
Yes.
But you don't get to see the whole wedding.
Yeah.
Like I saw it from like kind of like your perspective. I'm like right behind you.
Yeah.
But I would, and obviously we have the video and everything, but it is kind of nice to, if even as a bridesmaid, like you have, you know, you're there with the bride and whatever, but you're able to see the wedding like nicely and enjoy it sitting down too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, sometimes, you know, thinking back, I'm like, would it have been better to have, you know, you come up the aisle with me, whatever, but then you sit like right there, you know, next to our parents?
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
I don't know, but I also loved being there with you.
Me too. I like knowing that you're there.
Exactly. So I think for like, since you're my sister and everything, I loved being up there and I wouldn't change it at all. But like even just thinking about like friends and stuff like that, I wouldn't mind being a bridesmaid, but just sitting down.
Just sitting down. That's what I would say. I've been in a wedding when we were little.
Yeah.
But I haven't been.
Yeah, we were flower girls.
Yeah, we were flower girls. But I haven't been in a wedding because really my friends have gotten married like at a courthouse.
Right.
Oh, so I guess I was at a wedding. I mean,
yeah, you were.
Yeah,
but they didn't have bridesmaids.
They didn't have bridesmaids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would prefer. I don't know.
I know, but I've seen that like shift kind of, which I like that.
I think it should. I don't know. I like it better when it's just like, you know, the couple going down the aisle and they get married at the end, you know, in the altar or whatever, and it doesn't have to be with all those people there. Exactly. I feel like it looks even more.
It looks more clean.
More clean and more maybe even romantic looking. Yeah. Just, you know, the couple standing there and
I know. And the wedding that I'm thinking about specifically, where like this bride had the groomsmen and the bridesmaids sit down, and they had the same dress. They all had like a similar color dress and everything. So they had all that like stuff of the wedding party. But even her pictures, because she posted them on Instagram and everything, they looked so much better because it was just like all the picture was just her and her husband and obviously the person officiating the wedding or whatever. Right. And it just looked so nice. Like we're saying, just more clean. Everybody else sitting and just them. I don't know. I just feel like it looked better too. So I really like that. I'm like, I don't know if I'll even have bridesmaids whenever I get married. No time soon that this is happening. Yeah. But I feel like I like that idea that if you want to have bridesmaids, just have them like, you know, sit down in the crowd.
I like that idea too.
Yeah. But this person that we were talking about the drama, like they started off even, they showed all their bridesmaids in the beginning. They started with like 5 bridesmaids, and I think they ended up only having like 3. Yeah. At the end. Yeah. So you know some drama happened.
Drama went down. What happened? We don't know the details.
We don't know.
One day we might know, or we might never know.
Yeah, but we want to know. Because, this bride that we're talking about too, we had a little taste of it, and they were definitely a bridezilla. Definitely.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And nothing happened with us, thank God, but we just witnessed some stuff, and I was just like, wow, they like... I feel like they're fighting with family, like everything. Everything. It was just like a lot.
It is a lot. I've had experience actually with... Now I remember, I'm like, another wedding. Yeah. That I got an invitation to the wedding, and I asked because, you know, I was married at the time, and the invitation didn't have any amount of people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, didn't say like one person or +1 or didn't say anything. So I went up to the bride and I was like, is this only... you know, for me, or is this for me plus my husband?
Right. Yeah, you need to know.
And all that I asked was, is it just for me and my husband? I didn't ask for anybody else because I literally had just gotten married maybe a few months before her or something like that, once she gave out her wedding invitations. And so I knew everything, that happens when you get married and people asking to come, and then you say yes, you say no, it's hard, and this
and
so,
needing to like limit the count of people that you have and all that stuff.
So I completely understood that, but I just wanted to be courteous because she didn't write a number.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. And so she's like, well, give me a moment. Like, I'll let you know in a little bit. Like, give me a month.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So I waited, and I was like, I felt weird because I don't like asking people again. I just...
And she could have just said no. She could have been like, you know what? No, it's just, we're tight on space. The invitation's just for you. Like, you could just say that.
And I told her, I was like, I've just been through this. So if it's just for me, I'm perfectly okay with it. If it's for the both of us, then it's fine. Like, I'm okay with anything, but no pressure. I just want to know because you didn't write anything.
Exactly.
She didn't write anything. So I wasn't sure. And she didn't even have the name,
Yeah.
I just wanted to be polite.
Right. I think you did the right thing.
And so she's like, give me a month. And so I was like, oh God, now I have to ask her again. And I was asking my friends, I'm like, should I ask her again? Should I not? Right. And they're like, just ask her. I was like, oh God, like, I just felt so like embarrassed to bring it up again because I felt like I already brought it up once. Right. Like, do I have to go through this again? And so I asked her again, and she was basically like, I was like, hey, haven't heard from you. Like, because I'm like, I just don't like that. And so she's like, you know what? She's like, I'm sorry. Like, in this kind of an attitude, she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, you're too late. I'm like, oh. I was like, oh God. Like, why did I come
too
here?
Late even for you to RSVP?
Yes. She's like, you're too late to RSVP. She's like, everything's full. She's like, there's no more space.
Wow. So you went from asking if it's like, if you can, basically if you're allowed to bring a +1, if she counted to 0.
To being uninvited.
Wow.
I became uninvited. She's like, yeah, you passed the window. I'm like,
oh God.
Oh, I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I was waiting for you to tell me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to push it because I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't want to, I don't want to look like I'm pushing. Like,
exactly.
You don't want me there. I don't want to be a burden.
Right.
So I was just like, oh, like, okay.
Yeah, like, what do you
say? I felt so embarrassed. I just wanted to, like, crawl into a hole at that moment because I'm like, why did I even bring it up?
Yeah.
I just felt so, oh my gosh. Even looking back, I'm like, why did I go back up? But you know what?
You did the right thing. You had to ask because you don't know. And that's the thing. A lot of times I feel like people, like, when you ask a question, they just think too much about it and, like, literally just answer the question. When you sent the invite, was your intention for one person or for a +1? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? And that's it. And you could just be straight up, be like, oh, you know what? I was just wanting to invite just you.
Yeah.
And boom, case closed. Or you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry I didn't write it, but yeah, you can definitely bring a +1. Like, whatever it is, just say it.
Exactly. And the reason why I even asked her about my husband was because I forgot to mention this. I invited her and her boyfriend at the time to my wedding.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And we were friends. So that's why I invited her and her boyfriend. Because I was like...
You knew she had a boyfriend?
So I knew she had a boyfriend. And I was like, bring your boyfriend.
Yeah.
To my wedding. I was perfectly okay with it. And so that's the only reason why I even brought it up to her. Because I gave, all my friends that were going a +1. So they can bring their significant other, and if they didn't have one, because some of them didn't, they can bring a friend.
Right, exactly.
A ride, who knows,
whatever,
right? Whatever they need, but I wanted everybody to feel comfortable at the wedding.
So they can have somebody, like a little buddy with them.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, that's what happened. And then I went and I told, my little group of friends that I had, and I was just like, because they're like, what did she say? Because I go up to her to tell her, and then
You come back and they're like,
back and they're like, so what happened? And I'm like, I think I'm uninvited.
Oh my God.
They're like, no. I'm like, yeah, like, I think I'm not going.
Yeah.
They're like, no, ask her again. I'm like, no, I'm not asking her again. No. I'm like, nobody ask her again. Nobody tell her anything.
It's over.
It's over. For me, it's over. And that was it.
That was it. And you didn't go, right?
I didn't go. Yeah. And that honestly was the end of our friendship.
Yeah.
Because she changed a little bit and not for my part, but she just didn't want to talk to me anymore. So actually the friendship ended. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
But not on my end. I have no bad blood.
Exactly, yeah. And I just think it's better, like I was saying, to be clear, because I've been invited to a wedding before where the bride literally wrote 1. She was like, and it was like a whole, we were a group of friends, and it made total sense. Like, all of us that were her friends, she was like, just gave us each invitation 1, and we ended up being a table of friends. Okay, a super fun time. So there was no need for a +1, because we had a whole table. Yeah. I think it was like 10 or 12 of us that we all knew each other. So there was really no need for a +1. And she just made it clear. She literally wrote 1 invitation. I never even had to ask her or nothing because it was right there, written down. It was nice and clear.
And that's the best.
And that's the best. Just have clarity. I never had to ask her a question, nothing, because I knew exactly what her expectations were.
Exactly.
And I was happy with it.
If they just are clear with it, then you don't have to ask questions. You don't have to put the guest in a bad position. Also, even having to ask the bride, it's just like, it's messy like that.
It's messy. And I know there's some people, because I've heard this a little bit. Some people will be like, oh, it's rude to write a number on the.
No, I don't think it's rude. No.
I don't see it's rude at all, because then you get into this whole like situation where the people don't know, and then it could be worse. Like, for them, at least you were nice and you asked, but some people could just show up because they're like, oh, you didn't put a number, so I came with my mom, my dad, my sister, my neighbor.
I keep thinking. I thought to myself at that moment, I'm like, what would have happened if I would have wrote down like 2 and I would have sent the RSVP back?
Yeah.
I don't know what would have happened, but I was just trying to be polite.
Yeah, you did the right thing. Yeah. It's just a question. Nobody has to get like that offended over a question or anything.
But she did. She got offended, and she didn't want to like be friends anymore afterwards.
Yeah.
She was a little bit of a bridezilla. She was having drama.
Yeah.
She had issues with her husband's mom. Oh, so God. She had drama, going on. So
she had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many crazy wedding stories. Like, literally, I've heard so many crazy stories, not only from people that I know, but even like friends of mine, of stories that they've experienced or from their family members, like people that I don't even know, but I've just heard through them. So, and I literally always hear so many crazy things. And like I always will say, for me, your wedding was like the less drama wedding that I've ever heard of in my life, to be honest. So
I'm not very dramatic. I'm not.
No, and even though your wedding, like, there was so many things, because obviously there's so much pressure and different things that you have to coordinate and all that. But I feel like you never even were a bridezilla either. And I'm not saying that just because you're my sister, because I would say it.
Because I try to take it easy. I was like, you know what? This is something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. So I just wanted to enjoy the moment.
Exactly.
And enjoy that day. And I didn't want to be like, oh my God, look at this stress that happened or this or that. I didn't want to have that.
Exactly.
So I told myself, I'm like, whatever happens, happens. And nobody's going to know that something went wrong. Not even me in reality.
Yeah.
Unless I'm there like super like hyper fixated on everything.
And the guests definitely don't know, because they don't even know what you're planning. So they have no idea what happens. Yeah. But no, you didn't. And I feel like everybody was so happy at your wedding too. Like, I just remember looking around and like, all of our family was just so happy. And every guest that I saw, even people I didn't really know, but I just saw, everybody seemed to just be having such a great time.
They were.
It was a really fun time. So
it was, yeah.
You did it good, because everything was so fun. And we had our family coming in from Turkey and Ecuador and from different parts of the United States. Yeah. That we have family spread out a little bit. And everybody was just so excited to be together. So that was really cool. They were.
Because I think also my wedding was the first wedding in a really, really long time.
Really long time.
I think I'm the only cousin out of our cousins that has gotten married.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a big deal. It was a big thing. So, and also my husband's family.
Yeah.
Too. You know.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was a wedding that hasn't happened. You know, we haven't had a wedding in a while.
And we're talking about from both sides of our family, from our mom and dad's side.
Yeah.
Like, there hadn't been a wedding in such a long time, like years. I don't think I've even been to one.
Yeah.
Because we were like, probably when we were small, but I don't remember.
Right. When we were little, we did, but like.
Yeah, I don't. Not one that I remembered.
No, that's why it was like the only wedding.
Yeah, and we had a great time.
We did. It was so nice.
Yeah, it was
amazing.
It was a really good time. Yeah, but there always is drama, like we saw in these other stories.
There's always drama.
I know, that's crazy.
That's normal, though. You know, that's also something that you guys have to just keep in mind. Is like drama. No family is perfect. Never. Any family. No family will ever be perfect, because you have different personalities.
Yeah, and so many
together
people, because the family you're always gonna have, at least another couple people, right? Yeah. So it's like, it's hard if you guys don't all see eye to eye. That's normal, because how can you see eye to eye with everybody? Like they say, you can never please everybody anyways. Yeah. So somebody's always going to be angry and somebody's gonna be happy. Yeah. Because to somebody it'll be a good idea or
and
whatever.
To somebody else it'll be bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
So just do whatever makes you happy. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's your wedding.
Exactly. That's the number one thing I think, like, for everybody. For your wedding, just do what makes you happy. It's your wedding. Yes, you also have planning a nice party for your guests, but do whatever you want. Forget about what the guest might think or whatever. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, and then that's the best way to be stress-free. Yeah. Honestly.
Exactly. Yeah. And then stick with your decisions, whatever you make.
Yeah. Follow through.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and please do not forget to give this video a like. Subscribe for more videos, because we do have a new episode out every single week, like we were saying. And yeah, we also have vlogs on this channel. Don't forget that. Check those out.
So we'll see you guys back here on Wednesday.
Yes. See you guys on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.